Hello there. We are Geeks Assembled. I'm Lee. There's Susan. And this week we're discussing a animated movie, a family movie from 2010, I think it was, starring the voice talents of Steve Carell, Jason Segel, Kristen Wiig, Will Arnett, and even Julie Andrews is
Mhm.
in this. Uh, it's Despicable Me. Yes, the one with all where we first meet the minions. Oh, those little yellow, whatever, what are they? What sort of the minions?
Yeah.
Um, and it's a story about supervillains trying to stay on top of being a supervillain, and also finding villainy is not always the main thing in life. Having family, having love is another thing as well. So we will go over to Susan now for her opening thoughts on Despicable Me.
All right. Well, I love these stories. Gru is played by Steve Carell, and Gru is the protagonist supervillain, and he is a man with a heart of gold that has just been buried under a bunch of disappointment throughout his life. And he looks like a cross between the Spy versus Spy one and like Boris Badenov, you know? He's a bit like that. And he's struggling to learn uh about fatherhood as his plan to steal a weapon by adopting some kids
Mhm.
really turns into a lifelong thing with these kids, which is great. And the kids are quite in, um, they each have wildly different personalities. And um, yeah, so that's fun. There's Margot and Edith and Agnes, and they're played by Miranda Cosgrove of Disney XD fame or Disney Channel fame, Dana Gayer. I don't really know anything that she's done. And Elsie Fisher, she's done a lot of really, you know, sort of horror stuff too. She's amazing. So the three of those, have created these characters that start off really demanding and become really family demanding.
Mm.
It's really great. And so I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the I enjoyed the story of trying to steal the shrink ray, and I loved it when they were touring, or when the family was touring around Egypt and started climbing the pyramid, only to find out that it's like a big
Inflate.
inflatable, like a bouncy castle. That was great. And let's see, other things. The Yeah, so like the things that were going on around Vector, who is actually the leader of the whole. Oh, what's his name? The leader of the supervillain group. Anyway, his whole thing is like his son is trying to live up to it, and his son is played by Jason Segel, and and then there's the other story of um, Dr. Nefario and the minions trying to keep going along with Gru.
Yeah.
And Dr. Nefario is played by Russell Brand, and Gru's mom's played by Julie Andrews, and the all of the minions are played by all these other people. And there's a lot of different personalities to them. They all have different ones. But yeah, that's my opening thoughts, and some of my moments got more. So go ahead, Lee. Your moments in opening, or whatever you want.
Yeah. I like the idea of Gru being a well super villain, and he just lives in a normal street, in a normal house, well, sort of a normal house, normal neighbours. Neighbours whose dogs keep leaving little messages on Gru's garden. Um, but it's the way it's from it's a day-to-day routine. He wants to get back that shrink ray which Vector stole from him. Um, and it's the race of that, the chase between the two villains of and I don't. I mean, Vector is supposed to be one of the new upcoming new villains, techno villains and all like that, and he seems to be fascinated with sea life.
Yeah,
Because he's got his squid gun,
yeah, and the piranha shooter.
the piranha shooter. So I think he's very took up with sea life for some reason.
He's
Um,
a marine biologist. You just know it.
yeah, but also then you've got the day-to-day life of adopting the kids and wanting him to go to the dance recitals, reading them bedtime stories, and you wouldn't think of this of notorious villains of doing that, but he does sort of turn and start to do all that. Um, yeah, it's a fun. I mean, there's been many sequels now, but
Mhm.
this is the original one. Um, I like the way he has to go to the bank of evil, to get some money to back his evil plans.
Yeah,
Uh, his plan to was it steal the moon? Uh, where whoever thought that one up? Shrink the moon and steal it. Yeah, but yeah, I mean the animation is typically it's not Disney animation really, because when you see an animation, what, oh, that's definitely a Disney movie. But this is these are it's from the creators of Ice Age, so you getting that sort of animation.
yeah, it is different.
It is, yeah, and I don't mind that. I mean, I'd say with the Minions, they've become so well loved by the public these days. Everybody loves a Minion,
Yep.
because they don't really speak or speak or have a spoken words. It's their own language, um, but you can understand what they're doing and saying, which is quite amazing, really, when you think about it. And they're there for a comedy effect as well. Um, yeah, I enjoyed it. It's just a story of a villains trying to outdo each other.
Yeah,
Um, and Gro trying to have a normal life beyond the villainy.
Yeah.
Flashbacks where he was small and his mother was always putting him down. He wanted to better himself.
And the fact that we didn't get a whole bunch of Julie Andrews, it's just
Yeah. She was only in it a couple of times
I know.
as his mother.
Hmm.
Um,
That's
but
just,
yeah, I liked it. It's so successful. It's produced Despicable Me sequels, Minions movies as well.
uh-huh.
Um,
And Minions TV shows, shorts.
Shorts, yeah, yeah. Um, so it's a money earner for the company. Yeah,
Hmm.
what did it make at the box office? Hold on. So budget was $69 million.
And it's a tearjerker. I mean, in some places it's really like, it implicates your compassion, you know?
Yeah, so it cost 69 million to make, and it grossed at box office about $5.5 million. Ain't bad, that is it?
5.5 billion.
Million,
It cost 69 million to make.
yeah, and it grossed about 5.5 million. Five
So,
hundred. Sorry, what am I saying? Not five and a half. 550 million. Sorry.
oh, all right, all right. I was like, that sounds like it sucks.
No, sorry, I got it.
Oh, it's
I
all
didn't
right.
mean to, I didn't mean to say five and a half. I mean,
550
yeah,
million.
yeah.
Okay, so got 10
It,
times as much.
it did rather well.
Yeah.
So
And the music in it, all written by Pharrell Williams. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
after Blurred Lines, I'm really glad that he stepped into the Minions before he moved into or into the Despicable Me before he moved into his own thing.
Hmm.
I'm so glad. Like that whole thing with Thick was just gross. Anyway, but I'm glad he's doing this. So this is good.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like I like the colors that they used. The color scheme was great, and it showed like in where you were basically by the color scheme, and so that was great. And then the other thing that was really fun was the story of the supervillains. Like that becomes like a real plot device for the rest of the movies.
Mm.
So this is like the introduction of that, and they don't go into it very much, but eventually you'll see a lot of that. And yeah, when I was in California, I was at a auto shop called I can't remember what it was called now, but it was down by the bus station in Redding, California, and there's a mechanic there who does art with with engine pieces, and he created
Hmm.
this amazing minion. It was so cool. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. And so I mean, these things are really sort of culturally relevant everywhere. I really like them too. So yeah, uh, those
Any standout moments for you, Susan?
I just yeah, like I was saying, the moments, the music was great. The moments where you kind of see the beginnings of the rest of the series, like all those things to do with the supervillains. I mean, the fact that Vector really is trying to like really win his father's affection. I mean that's just like that's the hero's journey.
Mm.
And he's an anti-hero, but it's a hero's journey. So kind of one way and the other at the same time. And it was also really fun that I love the dog. I love the you know we just recently reviewed Deadpool 3 or Deadpool and Wolverine, and there was Dogpool, who is just this wonderfully awesome puppy, and oh my gosh, and this animation had a wonderfully gruesome puppy too, and the little girls totally tamed it. It was great. It was so great. Anyway, just like they tamed Gru, they tamed the dog, and then they eventually actually even trained Dr. Nefario, which was great. Which like that was the key.
Dr. Nefario, who's a bit hard of hearing.
Bit hard of hearing and really, really strong-willed. Like he was done with Gru, and Gru got all soft inside. He's like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here." So he went, but you know,
So hard of hearing when Gru ordered a dart gun, he he invented a fart gun.
uh huh, yeah, yeah, uh,
But, but the characters of the minions have really outshone all the movies they've been in. They've just grown in, in character. They've grown and grown and grown, and people just love them.
huh.
Because, I mean, I don't know what they're supposed to be.
I don't either.
No, they mostly created in Nefarious' lab,
Uh huh.
but I don't know what type of creatures they are. But they just calls them the minions.
There's
Um,
Tim, there's Bob, there's Mark, there's Phil, there's Stuart, there's Dave, there's Jerry, and let's see. And then there's Minion number one and Minion two. Anyway, there's so many of them. It's just so fun, and they all have like different personalities.
mhm, to do, yeah, and I think that's what helps this movie along is the characters of these little creatures and
Agree.
what they get up to. It's so funny. Um, Anything else, Susan?
No. Um. Oh, the orphanage lady, Missy,
Oh,
played by
yeah,
Kristen Wiig. Oh my God, that woman was just like the woman who was like in Harry Potter in Pink. Oh, what was her name? That those two are the same.
yeah. Where she puts the orphans in the box of shame.
Yeah. It's that. Yep. Oh my gosh. So cool.
Yeah, it is. It's a good family movie. As I say, so successful. It's garnered. It's produced quite a few sequels, and each sequel hasn't failed at the box office. It's just grossed more and more.
Yes.
So and also as well, I like the with it being animated, the style of vehicles that
Oh,
grew. It's so 1950s retro, silver sleek, sort of futuristic
exactly.
car. What people in the 1950s thought the cars would look like in the future. Um, Amazing designs. So I did enjoy watching those. So his car, his space rocket, and everything like that. So
Right.
yeah, it's cool. If anything else, so should we go final scene score?
I agree with the whole car description.
Mhm.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the neighborhood being all like ticky tacky houses except for theirs. Theirs is like big
big and dark.
and dark and broody. That
Yeah.
that's funny.
So,
Um,
what would you give this then, Susan?
I'll give this 9 minion overalls out of 10. I thought that was so funny that they were you know, they'd use their clothes and stuff as slingshots and other things. They were amazing. The minions are really really funny,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
characters, such characters. Um, for me, I enjoyed it. Um, there's nothing in this what kids should worry about watching, even if you're with the minions zero Xerox copying their bum cheeks. Uh, it's that wouldn't upset kids. They'd find that so funny. Um, yeah, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this 9.5. No, yeah, no, yeah. I think that'll be should be right. 9.5 shrunken moons out of 10. Um, but don't worry, kids. The moon's back up in the sky, and if you squint and look closely enough, you'll see Vector up there.
Yeah, the big mass, the shorter term it stays small.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, it's an enjoyable movie. The sequels are as good. But say this is the original where it all came from. Um, the voice acting, you can't fault it.
So good.
Um, so yeah, that's my score on that. So I like to thank Susan for sitting down and watching this and choosing this because you chose this one, Susan. Um, good choice. Haven't seen it for a few years. You guys out there, have you seen it? Have you seen this movie? Let us know what you thought of it. If you want to join our group,
Mhm.
let us know. Leave a message on this video. You'll find it on all the social media platforms. Um, and they say if you want to join us, 18 plus, please, because some things are rated 18, what we discussed, but not this one because it's a you.
Mhm.
So, yeah, if you want to join us, all you need is a working camera and microphone on the device you use. Just let us know. And also, please, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, press the bell notification button and you'll get notified every time we put up a video. Is that it, Susan? I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. So right now I'm off to scheme my evil plan of taking over the world again. Um, I'll see if I can find any minions to help me. I've only got Susan at the moment. So
Well, I have a bell.
she's got a bell. She's a minion with a bell. That's, you know what? That's evil. That is utter evil.
Mhm.
Susan with a bell. But anyways, until next time, guys, please keep safe. Bye for now.